big clubs, getting to my high C and transitioning right to my turn from the takedown.
Of course, Evan Wick representing the Askren Wrestling Academy. Just want to take a moment to extend my thoughts and our thoughts and prayers to our friend Ben Askren, battling in the hospital right now. Praying for you, buddy. Get better soon. Want to talk wrestling with you again as we are now underway at 79 kilograms. Evan Wick in the blue, Levi Haines in the red. Wick trying to find an answer here against a guy with Levi Haines that doesn't give you a lot of openings.
Yeah, he is. He's strong, man. Tough, physical, just really disciplined. You would never imagine that this guy just 2 years ago was down 2 weight classes at 157 pounds. But, you know, we talked about that championship pedigree. How many guys with ties to State College and the NLWC are in this event this evening? Just so many of these guys. They're rolling with a stable full of great wrestlers, legendary coaches. You got to believe that you can win everywhere you go if you're rolling with these guys.
No question, but it's Evan Wick, and deep on a single leg, looking to defend there is Levi Haines, but Wick doing a good job coming up to his feet with it. This is a good adjustment as Haines trying to get that foot on the mat. Good head position there as he tries to bring him towards out of bounds, and it should be one. And it's one confirmed. Evan Wick strikes first, already improvement from the previous match.
Yeah, and Wick's no stranger to hard work. You know, some guys, you'd be like, man, that took a lot of energy for a single point, but this is what he loves to do. He's a grinder. He's the guy that usually leaves the tournament with his head wrapped and his face busted up because he's very physical as well. Great job rebuilding up to his feet, finishing for the 1-point push out.
The activity of Levi Haines, just how busy his hands are, how much pulling and pushing he's doing. Does such a good job creating those openings. Elbow control there on that right side for Evan Wick. Another single leg for Evan Wick, but this time it's Levi Haines trying to run. Looking for the corner, was running left, but it's Wick that finds himself on that same single leg now, extended hips on the mat. This is a tough position for Evan Wick, but it's stalemated.
And the length is proving troublesome, right? Typically, you see someone get in a front headlock offense position, they're able to snap, run corner. But Wick doing a really good job pivoting on his knees, facing, and then ultimately grabbing the leg. The guys who lose the first match always come out with more of a sense of urgency. You know, they've game planned, and here's where we found ourselves.
Nice single leg here from Levi Haines. He's got that ankle trap in much better position to finish here. Now he pops his head out. That's going to be 2.
And right into the Turk.
Bottom
Looking
leg.
to go cross face here, elevating the bottom leg and pushing on the shoulder. That's so extremely close.
He's not breaking 90. Did they blow the whistle? I guess so. So no turn there. That's huge for Evan Wick to not give that 2 up. It looked imminent.
Wow, you got to give those guys more time there. He was saved by the referee. If you're in a deep offensive hold, he had the deep Turk. He was pressing on the far shoulder, cross facing. I think you got to give him a little bit more time to see if he can get an exposure there.
Good response from Levi Haines. Ended up on the leg, and now it's a shot. Now looking to re-attack here is Levi Haines. Right side, now a re-attack from Evan Wick, nothing. Some great exchanges here. Coming towards the end of the first period, it's gonna be a 2-1 lead for Levi Haines, a takedown for Haines, a step out for Wick is where we stand at the break.
Very entertaining match so far. These guys, I like what they're doing with their re-attacks, go-behinds. You know, Haines, if he can start to learn how to big snap, run corner, maybe grab an anchor, an angle, or you know, some sort of ankle or hamstring on the far side, I think he could prove really effective in the second period. He's having a hard time getting that go-behind in that front headlock position.
And Wick is someone that when he gets to the leg, he is so methodical at pulling up the leg and finish. The hit power and the defensive strength of Levi Haines really stands out because Wick's been able to get in more than a couple times. Nice snap, pulls the foot.
Oh my goodness.
And a little smirk from Levi Haines like, hey, you almost got me there.
Like a frog catching a fly with his tongue. My goodness, that would have been cool to see.
Back in again. Trying to double off is Evan Wick, but loses the leg. Switches to the single leg other side. Now you're seeing that hip drive. Good power here from Levi Haines, and Wick unable to score.
That's hard to teach. You know, at our academy, we're trying to teach guys, when you get cracked down and sat to your butt, go deep trunk wizard, walk your feet and square your hips up with the mat.
Low shot here from Levi Haines. Far ankle defense for Evan Wick. And we've seen Levi has done a good job of finding the way to finish these, but staying on that far ankle is Evan Wick, and he'll be okay as long as he can stay on there. And this position gets stalemated.
This is a great match. These guys both doing a great job. When you get into that far ankle scramble, you want to try to beat hip with your far knee or inside knee, but you also want to make sure you keep your head high. Guy who gets his head down ultimately gets his feet, hips lifted, and ultimately exposed.
And Wick has to be careful firing from space like that, because Levi Haines is just so good at those down block reattacks. But you're seeing the savviness and the confidence from Evan Wick to go into those positions knowing, hey, I got to score if I want to win this match and force a match 3. Almost getting that ankle is Levi Haines. He's been able to get there a couple times. Now he's in. He is coming out the back door, trying to trap that ankle, and now he's in great position to finish here. 2 more for
Back
Levi
to
Haines.
his Turk again.
Same thing. Let's see if he gets
position.
Head out.
Forehead. So if any part of you, so elbows, head, 2 hands, or a foot go out of bounds, the referee blows it dead. Again, that edge wrestling saved Evan Wick, keeps him in position and striking distance by not giving up that Turk. Levi Haines doing a great job. He finishes when he gets to the leg and immediately pops out the back door.
Low shot here for Evan Wick. He could use this takedown, down by 3. The leg strength of Levi Haines slowing him down. He can't get a lift, and this position will be stalemated. Minute 14 to go.
Hips are too strong. You got to stay below his knees. He keeps trying to build up and switch off to a double, and that's when you see the leg curl from Levi Haines, gets his hips inside.
Wick
gets his leg free.
Fires again. There's that drag re-attack for Levi Haines. He's so good at scooping that ankle, and they're going to go 2 on the exposure this time for Levi Haines as the dam starts to break.
And now look, sinking right down to the leg lace. He's starting to pour it on. He's going to try to scoop that bottom leg and roll to his left.
No turn there for Levi Haines, but as it stands, a 6-1 lead. Workmanlike, a lot of attacks from both wrestlers. Definitely a more entertaining, competitive match than what they had in match 1, which was a 10-0 tech for Levi Haines. Wick has been in some really solid positions, but Levi has just had the answers consistently as we're coming up on the final 30 here at 79 kilograms. Single leg looking to re-attack. Evan Wick not there. 17 to go.
Haines doing a good job holding center. Look at him, still aggressive with his hands. Good solid head position. Good head-hands defense. He's going to make himself a first world team.
And there you have it, 79 kilograms. Team USA, Levi Haines in 2 straight.
Smart match. His leg defense proved to be the difference maker there. Kept him at bay. Whenever Wick would get deep on the leg, he would curl his legs, get his feet back, square his hips up with the mat. Although in troublesome positions, he was able to find his way out. And that was the X factor.
Very impressive showing from Levi Haines. You see him sharing a hug with Coach Casey Cunningham, Jake Varner. There he heads to see Coach Bill Zadek, Joe Russell, members of the Team USA staff. They'll be coaching him in Zagreb, Croatia in September. Levi, an NCAA champion for Penn State. 1 year of eligibility remaining for the Nittany Lions as we take a look at some of these highlights here. It's that low shot, and just such a good job of finding a way to trap that ankle. Once you do that, the finish is all but secured.
Yeah, great job there. Hooks the ankle, straightens out the hamstring, transitions right to the leg Turk. Somehow was blown up to his feet there, but again, watch. Hooks the ankle with his left foot, uses his free hand to push the knee off and get clearance, and then again, right back into this Turk. strong, discipline, great power, and really good poise for someone at his age. You know, wrestling someone like Evan Wick, who's been around for a long time. Really a great finisher, and displayed that this evening.